Hello, I'm going to show you how to use Adobe Fonts. You might have already done this in a previous course, in which case I guess you can go ahead and ignore this. But in this class, as we learn about InDesign, one of the important things with InDesign is when you create things such as publications, books, flyers, posters. In this class, we will be creating a recipe book. And as you move forward in the program, you're going to have opportunities to utilize typefaces. You'll choose typefaces, you'll use a couple typefaces together, and really the easiest way to do that and to have access to fonts that you don't necessarily have to purchase is to use Adobe Fonts. And what I did is I opened my Creative Cloud, which you can find in your top menu, and I'm going to go ahead and click this icon right here, which is Fonts. I guess you could go here too. But I'm going to go ahead and hit fonts. And in this case, I can see all the different fonts that I have installed in my computer. And, I have a whole lot of fonts installed here. One of the things that I want to make sure that you understand is that when you use Adobe Fonts stay in the cloud. They stay in your document. And what's nice about it is you could go to any computer that has the Adobe Creative Suite installed on it and either, have the font already installed, or you can go ahead and install the font and activate it. But you can't download the font. So you can't give that font to anybody else. You can't share it with anyone else, but it's, for this purposes, and I think a lot of workplaces do this now, you can use, you can add fonts. So you can search. So if I want to browse more fonts, so say I don't like the ones I have installed and I want to look for something else, if you go to Browse Fonts, what that does, whoops, it's in another window, so bear with me. It opens up all of the different fonts that are available in Adobe, and there are tons of really, really cool fonts that you can activate and download. So say I want a font, you can go through tags, you can do sans serif, you can do different writing systems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, you can see I've done some searches already, but let's say we want to find a nice rounded sans serif, and that is without a serif. So I'm looking through here and I can see there's Museo Sans, Arbotech, which is kind of cool, this font called Unit. And I'm going to kind of look, and I'm going to click on this one. And what you want to do when you're looking for fonts is find a typeface that has a lot of different weights. What that does is that really helps with your visual hierarchy when you have a lot like italics, bolds, regulars, light. So I think this FF Unit is a really cool typeface. So I'm going to go ahead and add the font family. When I do that, what that does is automatically it tells you the fonts are available in your Adobe apps. If you have any Adobe apps open when you activate these fonts, best practices are to quit your program and open it up again. And that way, so like right now I have InDesign and Illustrator open and Photoshop. I would probably quit all those programs and then open them up again. And so and then it should be activated. So you should be able to find this FF Unit rounded. Super easy way to activate Adobe Fonts. And I would, highly recommend that is what you use. You can go to, there's Google Fonts. I'm going to go there right now. Google Fonts you can download. And the way Google Fonts work is that you would find, let's say we want to have a rounded sans serif. The Google Fonts, you can, if you click on it, you can get them and it'll download it. And then you would just need to open it up if you have a Mac into your font book. And that's a way you can do that. And so when you do, say you package your InDesign file, that font will come with it as well. If you have any questions about doing this, let me know. But I do think that the Adobe fonts are probably the way to go, and there's so many really cool options to work with. So let me know if you have any questions about this. But otherwise, I look forward to seeing how you use the fonts in your layouts.